Hey everyone, this is Michael for Spirit Comics. Welcome to my channel. This will be my review of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 3. Now if you're new here, please do subscribe, click the notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads. Also, if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it around. And don't forget to comment. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel recently and has been commenting on my videos. You are very much appreciated. Yes, you are. Now, I have to say, the digital version of this cover is more easier to understand than the physical. See, I can actually make out a face here. When I look at the physical copy, it's so dark that I can't see a face. And the cover itself leads you to wonder what's actually happening. So let's get into the story. Now this is called Mother of Exiles Part 3. Now if you remember, Peter was said to go look after one of his neighbors called Leland. I'm going to press that Leland. And he got mixed up into a whole lot of trouble because when he found out that her kids weren't actually human, or at least it didn't appear human. So the landlady comes and reveals that she knows Spider-Man is actually Peter Parker. And that's kind of where we pick up. This is New York, a secret abandoned embassy. So this is Spider-Man and the landlady. They're talking, and she's asking him about Johnny Storm, which is funny, asking if she trusts Johnny Storm. He says in certain situations, because Johnny's looking after those kids. Then she says again, do you trust him? With my life. So that's funny how it goes from in certain situations to with my life. And back in the normal world, Johnny is watching the kids. They look normal, except their faces are very red. And this is adorable. Mr. the Human Torch? Johnny's fine. I need to use the bathroom. Hang on. And you've heard the phrase, loose lips sink ships. Well, he leads the children to the bathroom. But then he runs into Peter's roommate, who is kind of a geek. And I don't mean geek in the sense that he's a comic book geek, or he's, some type of culture geek. He's just a dweeb, he's kind of a jerk in a way. You're Johnny Storm. Yeah? Are you here for me? I mean, why would Johnny Storm be here for him? That makes no sense. And he goes into full mode telling him what he's doing. And then he stops to say, wait, should I be here for you? He's like, never mind, no need to explain, man. I'm just gonna go back slowly to my room. I think the story could go a lot better without, Peter having a roommate, but whatever, I'm not the writer. Then back down here in the, what looks like to be this, abandoned embassy. The old woman, who's the landlady, says that she's going after Leland. This is so funny. Spider-Man saying, and she's in this wardrobe? And he says, has she been taken to Narnia? No, worse, I'm afraid. And she tells him to get back to the kids. And he's not having it. And all of a sudden, she gets this wardrobe open. And look where it leads. It looks like a tunnel. And he says, I have questions. Thought you might. I mean, she's like a SHIELD agent. Tight-lipped. She gives very little information. It's like on a need-to-know basis. But there are some things that Spider-Man does need to know. He says, 1, who are you? 2, how do you know who I am? 3, what have we just stepped into? And it's very strange because she says she wasn't given an official name. But she calls herself the Rumor. And perhaps that's a painting of her? I don't know. And she gives a very lackluster explanation of how she knew that Spider-Man was Peter. She says, the day that you carried my groceries, they were very heavy. That doesn't prove any. However, she gives a better explanation. Then I set up a camera outside your window, saw you swing away. Right on. Right, okay. And what is this? And she said, this is one of the 2 reasons I don't get in elevators. So apparently this is an elevator, as you see her holding this lever. And she must not know a lot, because she asked if she can, if he can stick to the ceiling. She said, you might want to go ahead and do that. Which I thought was odd until I turned the page. And then this happened. It looks like Spider-Man was being deconstructed as he was being taken somewhere. And then they arrive at their destination, apparently. And she says, are we there? She says, no, I'm pretty sure there will be super strong thugs waiting for us at the bottom, so we'd best get out early. Which, you know, that answer does not really match the question. And she says, take us out to the ceiling. So he grabs her and they start off. He says, where are we? And look at this. She says, welcome to Under York. That kind of looks like New York in a way, but not exactly. Now, there's a whole lot of explaining that goes on right here. Apparently, as Maureen, you know, the landlady, says, it was a paradise. It was that it was a whole lot of fun back in the 40s. And it was actually a thriving populace. It was actually a real place. And she says, for a generation we shared ideas in secret with the Underyorkers. We prospered as they did. And then they had a change in leadership. And she says they closed themselves off, and they started to stagnate. And here's where it gets even weirder. And she says that's the Empire State Building. I mean, Spider-Man says it. And she says, yes, the first one. We modeled ours off it. Okay, so that means this York was apparently there before Spider-Man's New York. That would kind of explain the word new in New York. You know, theoretically. And he guesses that's where they're holding Leland. And she says, we need to do this quietly and quickly and quietly, which doesn't always work. So anyway, they sneak inside, and she says that she's been there before. Okay. And this dialogue here is kind of weird and boring. And for a person that knows about Spider-Man, she apparently knows nothing, because she asks if he has any powers. Huh? So it gets really confusing at that point. And she says, we hit hard, we neutralized, because they want to rescue this woman, Leland, and get out of there. Still, Spider-Man is being told much less about this place and about the whole situation. And there's Leland, who doesn't look like she's being held hostage. And there's two men. So they break in, and he silences them with some webbing. And you can tell that they appear to be still stuck in the 40s because by their dress, by the dress of the men. And this here looks like a little issue that the editor should have picked up. Why are their faces made of solid paint? I think that should have been solid paint. I mean, come on. Can't the editors at Marvel pick this stuff up? So he explains that Peter sent him to rescue her. And he does the heroic bit. You know, he hears a gun fired, and he jumps in the way so it doesn't hit Marine. Instead, it hits him, I think, there in the rib cage, and he hits the floor. And he goes, Spider-Man? So apparently these people have been cut off from the surface world for a long time, because he has no idea what Spider-Man is. You're a Spider-Man? It's a pity you don't have more legs to pull off. So this is really weird. Maureen, the landlady, grabs a hold of both Spider-Man and Leland, tosses them both out the window. Spider-Man webs Leland and the landlady, so he catches them. And then they hit they come back to the elevator, and it stops. So he climbs, I believe it was 3 miles up, with both of them on his back. So at least he's getting some proper recognition as part of the story. And then it arrives, I guess, at the top, and he falls with a big with a thud. And the landlady asks, "That was your father down there?" "Yes." "Alright, we best hurry. He'll be coming to the surface with an army and an appalling sense of entitlement." You know, I really think that phrase right there, sense of entitlement, was not needed. That could have been done without, really. So this whole issue was confusing, but yet it was interesting. It was kind of action-packed, but not really, and the colors seemed to be really kind of, well, dreary, you could say. But maybe that's because of the surroundings. Because they went, apparently, I'm guessing, underneath the surface or something. I don't know. Like I said, it was confusing. I'll say this. I can't say that I enjoyed it, but I also can't say that I did not enjoy it. So it is what it is, I guess. Did you guys read this particular issue? If you did, let me know in the comments. Also, if you're new here, please do subscribe. Click the notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up and share around for those Spider-Man fans. And please do leave your comments below. I am Michael for Spirit Comics. Till next time, true readers.